Hey everyone, hold on, let me get this camera adjusted right. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a background story of exactly how I got Nook. And, Nook is a rescue, but, we lived at this one house where there was a house up front and a house in back. So there was two houses on this property. Front, that lady, she was crazy, and there was drugs or something, I don't know. The lady was insane. But, she came back one day while we were outside, and she was like, hey, look at our new dog, we have a husky. And, I was like, oh my gosh, this dog's beautiful. And, they left him in their minivan for the first 2 days. Like, locked him in their car until they got all the equipment for them. And they already had like 6 dogs in this house, and it was disgusting. It smelled like dog and cat pee. It was really gross. And he tore the hell out of their car, like destroyed it. And then they put him in the house. He started freaking out, trying to get out. He ate through one of the walls. And so then they put him on a chain out front of their house. Now, this is in August in California. It's 105 out, and they have this Siberian husky out in the front yard on a chain more than maybe 2 feet long, right out in the middle of the sun, no shade. He had no water except like a little bit in a bowl that he would knock down because he was a puppy. He was only about 6 months old. So, so this went on for about a week, and then they finally ran out of dog food because he wasn't a good guard dog. So they just threw a bag of raw potatoes out there for him and was like, there you go. And so I was sneaking out there at 3, 4, 5 in the morning while they were all asleep because they all got high that night and finally asleep. I would sneak out there and give him dog food, clean water. I'd wet down his whole area so it was nice and cool for him. And I would sit there and just talk to him and pet him. And after about 2 weeks of that, he would break free from his chain that he was on, and he would always run back to our house and everything. And they called him Frank. Like, if your dog's name is Frank, I'm sorry, but for Siberian Husky, I think that's weird. So I started calling him Nanook. It's Russian for polar bear. I figured that would work for a Siberian Husky. And so finally, after a month and a half, she said, he's not going to be a good guard dog. Do you want this dog? There was issues with my mom and everything. My mom called her out on her BS all the time. She was like, I don't want your mom to have him. Your other dog doesn't like dogs. I was like, he will like this one, I swear. Took about 2 years for that, which is another story. But she was like, yeah, I'll let you take this dog and everything. And he was so malnourished. Like, I could only do so much because he was up there with them and everything. He was so malnourished. His hair was starting to fall out. Like, he was literally just withering away. It was too hot for him to be out in the middle of the sun. They beat him. I don't know if people notice, but all 4 of his canine teeth are actually broken. And we believe that's from them hitting him. I'm not completely certain of exactly what all they did to him, but I know it was traumatic. But I got him. I spent about 1.5 years with him on puppy food, getting him, slowly introducing him to adult dog food. And I don't know how they got this dog. I went and got him scanned for a microchip in case he did have a good home. Because this dog knew to sit, he knew to stay, and he knew how to fetch. So obviously he came from a good home. I don't know where these people got him from. So I made him check to see if anyone in our local area was missing a husky. I called the county and reported him, and I was like, yes, if someone calls in looking for their dog, let them know I have him, and I'm willing to give him back, because he obviously came from a decent home if he knew all these skills. Like, I don't know, a dog just doesn't know how to fetch, and knew the command, drop the ball. So, we did that. After about a year, I was like, okay, well, no one's picking him up now. He's mine. And, now I've had him for almost 8 years. He's a great dog. At home, he's a monster. He doesn't like to listen. He's a husky. He tears up paper everywhere. And he will flat out ignore me. He just act like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna tear up paper in the middle of your room. And which is fine. I love him. Because when we take him out in public, he acts like he's the best trained dog. He listens and everything, and hardly anything scares him. And fireworks, that's about it. But yeah, it was heartbreaking that someone would throw a dog out there like it was trash because it didn't do what they wanted him to. It was like, for one thing, he was a puppy. Like, you have to train a dog to do these things. You just can't expect them to know. And I was just really glad I got him. And honestly, he's the best dog. I couldn't ask for a dog better than that. Because he's my first dog that's actually 100% mine. Sorry, my allergies. And it was really, really happy that I just ended up in the pickle to where I got him. But I noticed where we live at, there's a lot of people that are afraid of him. They call him a wolf dog or a demon dog. I've had one person at Tractor Supply called El Diablo, which I just thought was hilarious because I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, there's the devil in here? And they're like, it's your dog. And it's like, no. Just because he's not a Chihuahua, please don't be afraid. He's very friendly. He's not vicious at all. Unless you're a plate of food, then he will devour you. But we still deal with issues from him being at the previous thing. He's not big on letting people mess with his tail. He's gotten really good about letting me mess with it, and my stepdad and my mom. But for the most part, he's not big on people touching his tail. Like, that dog will literally, like, just let me stick my hand in his mouth and brush his teeth. But he doesn't like me to brush his tail. So it's really weird. You just gotta kind of pick and choose your battles. But yeah, so I figured I'd give a little bit of a background on exactly how I got Nook. So he was a rescue, and I'm a big advocate for rescuing an animal instead of buying an animal, but at the same time, we've also bought an animal. But I'm big on if you can save one, and even there's rescues for purebreds and everything else. Those are always a good choice to look into. And so there's plenty of husky and malamute rescues in our area, and but just figured I'd do a little short video of a little bit of a background on how I got Nook. And Nook is not in here because it's nice and cool finally this morning. when we've been at around 95 to 100 degrees all week. So he is out soaking up the fact that he can lay in the shade all morning long and no one's gonna bother him. So he will be outside a majority of today if it stays cool. And he will probably spend the majority of the night outside. Otherwise, he's pretty big on staying right underneath my bed or on his bed. He's not a cuddler. He'll cuddle with me if I'm sick, but other than that, he's not big on cuddling. And hold on one second. Sorry, it's allergies. They're crazy right now. I have allergies almost against everything. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, he's not a big cuddler. He'll let me get on the floor and cuddle with him and stuff, but he's not gonna like just sleep on my bed. He likes to sleep on his bed or on the floor. If I'm sick, he'll get up there with me and lay down, but he's not very big like that. Like our Labrador, he knew the command to cuddle, and he would literally, like, you could flop over your blanket and he would spend all night with you. No, not so much. He will get up and check on me and make sure I'm still there, or he'll lay right where I can't get off my bed unless he knows about it. But he's not very big on being right up in your space. He likes it to be more of his idea when he comes up and wants attention. He's a little bit more independent, but at the same time, he wants to be there with me. Like, he just wants to be in the room or in the corner where he can see everything I do, but not be exactly up my butt. But, sorry, my allergies are crazy. Like, my eyes are all puffy. Ugh. But, so, that's my little story time of Nook. Hope you guys like it. Please subscribe. Hit the like button down below. Hit your notifications. So, thank you for listening. And, hopefully we'll start having more interesting videos. I know people probably want a little bit more of Nook in them. He's, like, not sure of what this camera thing is or what I'm doing. And then I try to tell him what I'm doing. Like, hey, sit, we're going to do this. He's like, no, not unless a hamburger is involved. So, alright.